Hey guys, welcome back to our channel.
I'm Shivani.
And I'm Archit, and together we are Do Musafir.
In today's video, we are going to cover the student visa process along with all the documentation required, the typical part-time jobs available for all the international students, job options available after completing your studies in Belgium, and what a typical starting salary looks like.
This is the second and final part of our Higher Education in Belgium video series for international students. In the first part, we have covered important topics like top universities in Belgium, the different courses they offer in English language, the type of degree you get,
the different scholarships available for international students, a typical tuition fee calculation, cost of living, and a lot more. In case you are exploring studying in Europe and want to consider Belgium as an option, you might want to consider watching the first part of the video after watching this video. The link is in the description box below.
Let's start with the first topic. How to apply for a Belgian student visa. People from outside EU nations planning to study in Belgium for more than 90 days need to apply for a Type B visa and then follow it up with a residence permit which will allow you to work part-time. But more on that later.
The embassy will check for 4 important things to ensure if the student qualifies for a Belgian student visa. There have been cases where the visa was rejected because the embassy had their doubts about the application. Students have the option of reapplying, but it is better to ensure that everything is submitted properly the first time itself.
In case you've been accepted in a course by an accredited Belgium university, you need to start your visa process. The process is very simple. All you need to do is contact your local Belgium embassy. They will help you with all the documentation and everything that is needed to process your visa. You can call them or email them. Typically, they reply in around 2 to 3 working days time. There is a visa application form that you need to fill and submit it to them. Don't worry, we have linked that in the description box.
There are some standard documents that you will need in order to process your visa application, such as a valid passport, a filled visa application form, fees of around €250, a medical certificate, a police clearance certificate, proof that you have enough funds to support yourself. You will also need to submit your acceptance letter from the university, your highest degree qualification, language certificate based on the university's requirement, and a covering letter. I suggest you take a screenshot to keep it handy for your reference in case you are wondering what all language certifications are accepted by the Belgium universities. We have got that covered for you. These are some of the most commonly accepted language certificates based on your chosen language.
It is possible that there are some additional documents that will be required from you to submit as part of your visa application process. That depends from a case-to-case basis. Your university and the Belgium consulate will help you with the required details. There are also some consultants or agents that you can hire for this service. These agents do not charge you anything, but they have a tie-up with the university and they pay them directly. These agents or consultants come in really handy with the overall visa process.
Alright, let's move on to the next topic, which is working part-time as a student. Now, as per the guidelines from the FPS Employment, Labour and Social Dialogue, as a student, your employer is mandated to offer you a student employment contract, which is different from an ordinary employment contract. Now, as a part of this contract, you can work up to 20 hours a week or 475 hours every year if you pay what is known as a solidarity contribution separate from the social security contribution. Under solidarity contribution, the tax component is 2.71% for the student and 5.42% for the employer, whereas under social security contribution, the tax component is 13.07% for the employee and 32% for the employer.
And since you pay only solidarity contribution, you are entitled to work 20 hours a week during your school year. In case a foreign student works more than 20 hours a week and the foreigner's office gets to know about this, they will assume that studying is no longer your main activity. In that case, 2 things will happen. A, you will have to pay social security contribution for the entire year, and there will be problems when you are renewing your residence permit.
However, it's not all bad. Due to the corona crisis, the first 45 hours of services in 2022 are not counted. So this means that you get extra 45 hours to work over and above your stipulated 20 hours. Also, during the school holidays, which is usually around the time of the Christmas, the spring, the summer, the students can work with no limit on the number of hours worked.
That is correct. It is only during your school term that you are stipulated to work for 20 hours a week. But the question is, can anybody work on a student contract? The answer is obviously no. The following type of people cannot work on a student contract. These basically include employees on sabbatical, people who are on some kind of government allowance, students who have left their studies midway, students on unpaid internship, doctoral researchers, students who do not have a legal residence or are undergoing asylum process.
Let's now talk about some important websites for students. These are some different websites that are extremely useful. These have jobs and you can even use them in case you want to do some language course at a subsidized charge.
Another interesting thing that we found about is, in case you are a part-time student, your notice period is 1 day if you have worked for an employer for less than a month, and 3 days in case you have worked for an employer for more than a month. Talking about minimum wage as a student, different regions of Belgium have different minimum wages, but the range is around 12,500 euros to around 20,000 for the year. It changes with respect to your age, your previous experience, your job type, etc. If you have done your graduation from Belgium, your salary significantly rises depending on the region you are based out of. But please remember, now you have to pay social security contribution instead of the solidarity contribution.
After your studies, you will get a 12 months residence permit, which is also called as search year. You will get a type A residence permit, which is valid for 1 year, and this will give you an unlimited access to the Belgian labor market. The purpose of this card is to give you time to search for a job for yourself where your employer will raise a single permit, and therefore afterwards you can update your residence status.
During this time, you must search for a job actively. After 3 months, the immigration office may contact you to validate whether you have made enough efforts to find a job that qualifies for a single permit or of starting a self-owned activity. If they come to a conclusion that this is not the case, your right to residence may be terminated prematurely.
The next logical step for an individual is to raise their work permit. We've already created a 2-part video series on this topic, and in case you are interested to watch those videos, we have linked them on the screen.
This is it for this video. We hope you found this video useful and it helps you in planning your higher education in Belgium. Please do let us know in the comment section if that's true for you. In case you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments as well and we'll get back to you.
Please do like this video, share it with your friends and family, and do subscribe to our channel. It would mean a lot to us. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.